Hello adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. I'm packing up my van this morning and I kind of weathered a pretty intense storm. Originally last night they said it was going to come through at like 10 o'clock, but at 10 o'clock it was still not raining, no wind, nothing. So I went on to bed thinking, okay, well maybe it just missed us. And then at like 2 a.m. the sky fell out. And inside the van, it went from sounding, okay, it's raining, to sounding a bit more intense. So I started watching the radar, and this is what the radar looked like. Oh, kind of concerning, but notice where that really bad spot is. That's actually where my other campsite was. And so I'm kind of happy that in the weird way that the world works, I ended up not staying there. Now, if you didn't see the last video, the reason why I ended up not staying there was because I pulled in to camp for the second night in a row and someone had trashed it. It just didn't feel good to be there. Something felt off. Between the trash that was left, an abandoned tent that had been there for 2 days, and some people who looked like they were trying to squat on the property, I was just like, don't think this is my journey for today. And I came over to a familiar place, Table Rock, and thought, okay, I at least know that I'll be safe here because there are shelters in the bathrooms. Now, I am a firm believer that the world works in mysterious ways in way of taking care of you when you're on the road. Yesterday was not a good day. Yesterday was a very bad day, and I'm probably going to be feeling the effects of it for a while. In fact, anytime that there is a loss that you experience, whether it is a friend or a family member, you process it differently. And I think that collectively, everyone that I know who knew this individual that I spoke about yesterday is kind of like struggling right now. Like, that's the best way to put it. So we're all just trying to make sense of this craziness. And I woke up this morning and thought, okay, I can continue being sad and not really fulfilling the legacy of these big shoes that there are to fill, or I can go on an adventure and I can do my part to share this with the world and try to encourage others to get out there and do things, because life is so fleeting. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to drive approximately 2 hours north if the weather works out, and we're going to go to a place called Haha Tonka that I have been to before, but when I was there it didn't work out. Again, this is one of those things that if you're not flexible on the road, you'll miss out on some experiences. And on that particular day, they were having prom pictures there, so I couldn't really do anything. And so I wanted to revisit that. And I thought, what better way to do that than today, when I'm really needing just something to get me out there. So currently doing my windows, and then I have to go pay for this site. They left this on my dash. It got a little wet, but I need to go pay for where I stayed last night because I pulled in too late. And then I'm going to start heading north. I may also have to go get some gas, but we'll tackle that after I do this. $15 to stay here at a primitive site. Well worth it. Well worth it. Now off to get some gas, and then on the road I go. Okay, that was interesting. This little store that is right outside of Table Rock is one that I've come to so many times, but in the past few times I've been here, I haven't needed anything from the store, so I've just come and gotten gas. And today I wanted to get gas, but I also wanted to go in and get a soda because I feel like I need it and I don't want to drink coffee today. So a little caffeine goes a long way with me. And I went inside, and this place is huge now. It used to be like this little postage stamp store. It was very small. Now it's huge. They have live entertainment on weekends because they have a downstairs. They have video gaming, which is like arcading, I guess, which would be, I guess, the legal version of Vegas here in Missouri. But yeah, they have a total grill now that has like restaurant style seating. This place is nice. They've definitely expanded, and I'm so excited for them. They said they've been open in the new store for about a year. Again, just haven't been in there, just come to the gas pumps. So that's why you go into places that you might not normally go into every time, because they always are changing. And even something as small as a store is really bringing itself new life, and I love that. So that was really cool. That gave me joy this morning. Simple things give you joy sometimes. But now I have to chart my course, and I also have to check my weather just to make sure I'm not going to encounter some bad stuff. Again, trying to go up to Tonka, which is about 2 hours away. The clouds are looking pretty menacing right now. Map is on and ready to go, and I am ready to hit the road. I move super fast whenever I travel, super fast, especially when I'm by myself. I can film so many things in a single day just because there's so much out there to find. And I needed to just chill this morning a little bit. After the bad news, I really thought about just leaning completely into my work, and as much as I am going to do that because that's what I do anyway, I also wanted to just kind of give myself a moment to be a little kind to myself, because your body can easily wear out here on the road going as fast as I do. And so every so often I have 0 days, and normally those are my days where I just office and do stuff, but yesterday was that day and it went off the rails. And so I thought this morning, instead of just like prying myself out of bed and immediately hitting the ground running, I would take my time. Definitely needed that. So as I say when I travel with my friends, Transformers, roll out. The weather this year has been just weird. In places that normally it is already getting hot, it is still cold. When I left Texas, it felt like summer, and then now they're getting another cold front. So it's just been backwards from what normally travel would be. And it's just been like harder to plan where you're going as a result, because you may be fine, and then a fluke storm comes through, and then everything is like a reset. Okay, I made it here to Tonka, and it's been pretty gloomy all day, but at last I am here. The flood advisory I can definitely see in full effect. The rivers are super full. It was really hard to like stop and film so you guys could see it, but it was bad. So I'm only assuming that I'm going to have to wear some hiking boots to go and check this out today, but I wanted to stop off at the visitor center to see if they're open first. And I'll be sharing some little clips of this state park in this video, but check out my next video where we'll go into a little bit more of a deep dive if I don't get wet. See, even the drainage ditches are moving pretty good. Of course, I stopped off at the visitor center before I get going on this adventure, and this is a dog-friendly park. They have some maps available, some history, and also a state park guide. This is going to come in handy here, but yeah, I think I've got a couple things picked out. We will see how they work out. I'm very excited about this trip. Now, there are a few things that are closed here because they're working on some improvements, so by the time you come, who knows, maybe it'll be all put together. This is a breath of fresh air, though, being outside. I needed this today for sure. It started raining while I was on the trail, and I shimmied myself back to the van as quickly as possible. My sunglasses are still wet. My face is red from the cold wind that is blowing right now. Apparently this is part of a cold front. Cool. But some positive came from this. I saw something cool. I know I'm gonna come back. I got some cool brain wrinkles. And I stretched my legs and I walked in nature, which is always a nice thing to do, especially when you're kind of in a funk. I planted a tree today, and and pretty pleased with that. Just walking around and using my tree card app. Of course, every 10,000 steps you plant a tree, and so today I capped off a tree and I'm already started on my next one. So I'm going to try to be planting as many trees as I possibly can these coming weeks, because we're going to leave no crumbs. We're going to leave no crumbs, guys. We're going to get out here and we're going to explore. We're going to do as much as we possibly can, and we're going to smile. We're going to smile again. The last 48 hours have been a whirlwind, seeing all of the stories come in about my friend and what an impact he had on people, and looking on that from a few different directions. First and foremost, I kind of mentioned this in my last video, but you never know the impact that you have. And so often we don't give people their flowers when they're still here. So give people their flowers. Tell them what they mean to you. I think that's super important. But also, live your life unapologetically. Do the things you want to do. You may not have the opportunity to do them tomorrow, so do them today. That's why, despite the fact that I was kind of in a funk this morning because of the weather and because of what happened, I was just like, okay, get it together, power through. And by doing that, I'm really happy that I did, because just the release of things when you're talking to yourself on a nature walk is just fabulous. Letting yourself just be in that moment is just fabulous. And the video that I shared that'll come out tomorrow, you might notice it might look a little bit different for a couple reasons. Number one, the weather. The weather was weird, so I just had to kind of get in and get out. But also, I don't do quite as much talking on there because realistically, I wanted to be with my thoughts today. And I can still do brain wrinkles, but also just show you the beauty and not necessarily do the face-to-face every time. So that's kind of where that videos are going. I have no idea what's next on my agenda for today. I still have some things that I actually need to do, like laundry. I need to get my oil changed. I need to go to Walmart, and I'm going to start on a project that I've been kind of putting off. Let me explain. Inside this bag, I have all the patches that I've been acquiring on this trip, from Vicksburg to, let's see, there's all sorts of these. This is the Battle of Franklin. That was in Franklin, Tennessee. I have Cummins Falls right here. Well, a lot of them. Let's just say a lot of them. But this bag is full. And I was going to potentially wait and just put these up in my house on another patch board. But after the 48 hours that I've had, I have made a decision that I am going to start inspiring myself again. And the reason why I started doing patches in the first place was so that I could put them on my headliner, and every time I looked up, I'd just be refreshed and reinvigorated at all the adventures I'd been on. But after the summer in Texas, where they started to like wilt off and I had to take them down, I was like, well, maybe that's not the most efficient use of my headliner. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. So I need to find some Velcro so I can do this again, because this brings me joy, and life is about bringing ourselves joy and sharing it with others. And so I want to have these stories where when I look up, I can say, wow, these were awesome memories. And so I'm going to do that until I fill up the headliner again. And then guess what? We'll do it all over again. We'll get another patch board. We'll put them on there. We'll walk down memory lane, and then I will start again. And I'll just keep doing this until I have my entire adventure wall at home filled with all of the amazing places I've been. You know, 7 years ago when I started out thinking life had to be bigger than what I was allowing it to be. It had to. I was doing the wash, rinse, repeat, same thing every day. And I was learning really quickly that not only was that physically just really tiring for me, but also mentally it was just exhausting. And I gave myself a shot. And in doing that, I took the risk by taking a chance on myself. And looking back on all of those times that have happened as a result have just been some of the most superpower kind of moments ever. Because you truly don't know what you're capable of until you get out there. And I am just going to continue and persist. And even when it's hard, just keep going. Because the more that we push ourselves to strive to be the best version of ourselves, the more we realize that we are capable of so much more than we allow ourselves credit for. We're all going to have our moments of weakness. We're all going to have our moments where we cry or we're sad. We all are going to have the moments that are tough or that cause us to have to think outside of the box to fix a challenge, but it's how we handle those moments that really counts. And so today, just getting out of bed was hard. Today, getting on the road was hard. Today, coming here and getting out in the rain was hard, but I did it. I did it. And you guys can too. I believe in you guys. I don't say that enough, but I'm thankful for each and every one of you. And if you're watching this and you've just joined, welcome to the ride. We have some cool things coming. Remember, guys, we're not here for a long time, but we are here for a good time. Push through. It's worth it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.